dark blue. Pilots have been in my family for 4 generations. My grandpa didn't want me joining the Air Force.
You know, Abby, I wish you could see what it's like up there. Cruising above the... It's being at the controls and seeing it from the cockpit. Look here.
Gramps tossed a magazine over to me with an article. Unmanned fighters are no longer distant memory.
I don't see anything good coming from that.
Know what? Lying smack dab in the middle of the desert west of here, there's a bunch of planes from the last war. Some of them have been mothballed, but most of them are just rusted piles of junk waiting to be scrapped. Gramps was really good friends with the super there, so he got to take whatever he wanted, no questions asked. That's how we got the parts to build our own plane. Now, when I say we, I mean me, my grandpa, and his old war buddies. I cut my teeth working with those geezers. They taught me their skills, and some dirty jokes. But with their aging eyeballs and whatnot, I ended up having to do most of the work myself. I was at the airstrip doing some flight training when I saw it. A prototype drone. It wasn't much of a plane, more of a trash can with wings.
Laugh at it all you want, kid. But technology's always changing. If you don't keep up with it, it'll leave your ass behind.
It took 6 years and 8 months to get that engine running. And it took us another 1.5 years after that to finally get the balance of the airframe just right. I'd gone from being a little girl to, well, still a girl, just older. But now, I was all alone. Wherever the souls of my Gramps and his pals are flying, I hope it's peaceful. Then, finally, I was ready to break the sound barrier. All this plane could do was take off, accelerate, and fly up.
Yeah. No licenses. No clearance. Should be good. Damn, the visuals on this are amazing.
So, I flew up. Straight up. Through the clouds. Hot, dark blue. I could almost touch it. Then I saw OCS fighters. They were tailing something. A drone. They were going full out chasing that thing. Doing 30 Gs at least. Damn. I've never seen anything move that fast. It had a rose painted on it. The Erusian emblem. But that country's a whole continent away from here.
Right. You should have been where your best would be, this piece of junk. Should have built a deterrent too.
That might have been helpful. Ooh, saw that one coming.
Is everyone here? Settle down. I said settle down. You have all been instrumental in helping to maintain peace in Usea as members of the International Union Peacekeeping Force. Until today. Earlier, our radar site informed us that a group of unidentified aircraft was approaching. Communication systems went down immediately afterwards. We are led to conclude that they have attacked the site. Here's your mission. It's possible that the Usian ceasefire agreement has been broken for the first time in over a decade. As of today, the Fort Grays Air Base Squadron of the IUPF has been put on high alert. All members who have been ordered to sortie, fly there immediately. Find the unidentified craft, then use your weapons to round them up and force them to land. If the hostiles counterattack, then you will...
What the hell was that? under attack. Numerous unidentified aircraft confirmed overhead.
How is that possible? The tank farm to the north has been bombed.
Many injured.
Scramble.
Oh, they
All
found your
units,
attack
take
before
off
you
and
attack,
eliminate
so I guess they got
unidentified
the
craft
attack.
attacking the base. This is not
Good way
a
to sit
drill.
on your ass there, buddy.
Mage Squadron, aircraft preparations complete. Stand by at the front.
Radar site's still silent. Scramble. Get those birds in the sky. We're sitting ducks. What's happening? Bombers incoming. Don't know how many.
Clear that runway. We don't got all day here.
Mage Squadron, head to runway. Golem Squadron, take off. Link to Skykeeper. Hurry, Mage Squadron. Trigger, your call sign is Mage 2. Verify and read back. Mage 2, clear
Yeah, this is Mage 2. I am on the gas. Go, 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 go.
Good luck.
Control, do me a favor. Get that bird in the air ASAP.
Already in there,
Restriction is
jackass.
lifted. Good luck.
Damn, something's bright.
Looks like the harbor's taken a lot of damage.
Can't have any more casualties. Time to stop the bullshit. Mage 2, form up with Mage 1. All aircraft, let's do this.
Sorry about that,
Squadron,
Mage
it's go
1.
time.
That was just too fun.
Understood.
This is the AWACS Skykeeper. Take down all unidentified bombers. They don't have many escorts. They hit our radars hard in the last attack. Expect the worst and stay sharp.
Wilco. Trigger, I'm your wingman. Fly with me now. That's what it means to be in an element.
Enemy bomber confirmed down. Good job, Mage 2.
Not bad, Mage 2.
Thank you. Yeah, I see
There
three
it is.
tangos.
They're all pretty, just waiting to be taken. They're way overhead.
Harbor fuel storage is intact. This is asking for another round. All escorts form up for another attack. Point is 835.
Watch out for the support aircraft.
Mage 2, Box 2. Target confirmed down. Looking good, Mage 2.
Enemy missile detected.
Mage 2, target's in range. Pair of bombers.
Trigger, stay calm. You got this. I know the kid's shown some promise, but let's remember, he's still barely got his feet wet.
Hey, that ain't quite fair. I got my feet wet good enough to take all them bastards out.
Trigger, don't forget your special weapon.
Fox 3, Fox 3.
That's it. It's great when it's simple.
Enemy bomber down. Nice going, Mage 2.
Not too shabby, Mage 2. You still got a long way to go, kid. I'll give you some pointers back at base so we can make it in one piece.
I'll kiss my ass. You know I won't make it.
Skykeeper, this is Mage 1 over. Tally 2 bandits.
Copy that. It's a bomber and an escort.
All their triggers settle down. Mage 2, maintain your element with Mage 1. Do not break off. Mage 1, make sure he doesn't do anything stupid. Wilco. Golem 2, let's maintain element.
Copy that, Commander. I've got your 6 covered, sir.
Radio.
Column, Mage, 2 new enemy groups.
This is HQ. Attention all combat groups. Are there any drones? Verify.
Drones? Are you kidding me right now? Jesus, this is the kind of shit that really chaps my ass. These, I can't tell them apart.
Time to fly, time to fly. Below the clouds this time.
I'm iced up.
Don't ice Eyes up in there.
Gotta get higher then. There we go. Good guy.
Stay sharp, think fast.
Roger that. Stall warning.
Gotta take the targets out.
Mage 2, locked. Target in range of guns. Fox 2, Fox 2. One remaining.
Mage 2, keep your focus. You got this.
Enemy bomber hit, but still airborne. Finish it off.
Let me on my sights.
Oh, I worked with a couple missiles I couldn't
Bombers are down.
have.
Our radar shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Good going, Mage 2. Flight Commander looks like he's got what it takes. Let's slow down. It's just one sortie. Don't try to be a hero. I want you to make it back in one piece, you hear?
Yeah, I gotta side with the boss man on this.
Column Squadron, this is HQ. Did you confirm any drones?
What's the deal with all the drones?
Column 1, return to base and report for debriefing.
Stall warning.
Seawater at Gunther Bay. I am Princess Rosa Cosette Delise of the Kingdom of Erusia.
Damn, they hit us good hard, man.
Your call sign is Mage 2. Verify and read back. Mage 2, clear for takeoff. Your situation is tight. It's a hell of a...
We are currently assessing the damage to the base. We have confirmed that the aircraft carrier Albatross was sunk. We know the attacking bogies were from Erusia. International Union peacekeeping force bases all over the Yusian continent were attacked in the same way. The damage is severe. Many wars are lost by failing to recover from the opening blows. That means successfully retaliating was very important. You may have turned the tides of battle here. You have our thanks.
Cool, S ranking. Kinda done better myself. Ooh, no damage bonus. Okay, I'll take it. Rank bonus.
As of 1 p.m. today, the Kingdom of Erusia has declared war on the Osean Federation. As soon as the news broke out, enemy aircraft began bombing Osean territory, causing widespread destruction. The Air Defense Force has released a statement saying this violent attack was carried out by drones. They speculate the drones were secretly transported to Osea in shipping containers and launched remotely. The Secretary of the Navy has stated that the enemy was targeting naval ports across the country. According to the Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, including one still under construction, sustained severe damage in the attacks. We have yet to hear back from the department as to the fate of Osean carriers currently at sea. Hold on. I've just received breaking news. The International Space Elevator, which is being built in southern Usea, has been seized by the Erusian army. Reports say former President Harling was touring the site at the time, but his current whereabouts are unknown. Our sources in government tell us it was Harling's policies regarding the space elevator that caused economic frictions in the area, and which ultimately led to this war. Located near Erusia, on the continent of Usea, the space elevator has been under construction for some time now. The Executive Office of the Osean Federation has declared a national state of emergency. They have ordered all its armed forces, including Usian peacekeepers, to mobilize and make the necessary preparations to launch an immediate counterattack. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is officially at war. Stay tuned for further updates.
Breaking news from ENN. Osea launched an attack on the capital today, striking Farbanti from their aircraft carrier, the Kestrel II. After a brutal battle, the Erusian Air Force successfully repelled them. During the air raid, the Osean Air Force fired missiles at the city and managed to shoot down a number of Erusian fighters. Some of the disabled planes then crashed into residential areas.
Well, that ain't no good. I guess that's
the
war
world
for
was
you.
screwed. 20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid. Usea was on the wrong side of the planet and got hit. Hard. Refugees swarmed the Erusian Republic, the biggest country on the continent, plunging it into chaos. They were desperate and started a war, one they had no hope of winning. That's the war my dad fought and died in. The biggest nations from 2 continents went head-to-head, and the so-called righteous Oseans struck the deal that ended it. They fancied themselves the only nation that could bring peace and stability to the world. They even tried saving the Usians, still suffering from the disaster. That's how a space elevator, stretching way up into the sky, ended up being built in Usea, paid for by the Oseans. President Harling said he did it out of compassion for his fellow humans. But to the folks in Erusia, it looked like Osea was moving in to take over. Erusia went from being a republic back to being a kingdom. When they started this new war, they managed to get the drop on everyone. The second the declaration hit the news, Erusian forces took control of the space elevator without spilling a single drop of blood.
Kudos.
President Harling was touring the elevator when it happened and disappeared. Then, while that was going on, the Erusian ships that were docked all around Osea released a swarm of drone fighters they had hidden on board in containers. No one thought they were capable of doing what they did that day. With pinpoint accuracy, they managed to take out everything that was military, and not a single civilian was hurt in the process.
Well, that's
Osea
good.
pissed lots of people off with their huge military presence around the world.
I bet.
Erusia didn't have the same reach, but they could hit their targets faster and cleaner. And when all this was going down, I just so happened to be in my flying drag racer.
That's why you have to have clearance for takeoff. You got to be able to know this
In
shit.
case you were wondering, yeah, I survived. I crashed in a bombed-out Osean Air Force base, then got arrested for breaking wartime aviation laws or some crap. The world went from being at peace to being at war, all in the blink of an eye.
Princess Rosa Cassette Delise of the Kingdom of Erusia. Today, Osean airstrikes have shattered the lives of countless Erusians. Their attacks practically leveled the school I went to. It is heartbreaking.
I kind of find it hard
I
to
was
feel
tried,
sorry for you
found
because
guilty,
you
and
started
stuffed
it.
into a cargo ship. For company, I had some court-martialed soldiers. And remember those mothballed planes I told you about before? They were loaded on the ship, too. We headed off down south for several days, and then swung east. That's how I got here. I was thousands of kilometers from Erusia, on the opposite side of the Yuzian continent. For a port, it was dull as hell. It had 3 rusty patrol boats, and the base? The fences were topped with razor wire, the tower had a searchlight and machine guns, and a truck with a gun turret was parked in front of the gate.
Yeah, no shit.
This place looked like a full-on base, but half the tanker trucks were just big balloons, and the runways weren't even paved, just painted on the dirt. The whole place was just one big fat lie. The only reason I was here is because they knew I'd restored a supersonic plane. They wanted me to make something out of the mothballed planes they brought, that they could park on the fake runway. Can you believe that shit? So, I tried to escape. They found out, and set the dogs on me.
It's because you should bid your time to fucking fly away.
Erusia has made a declaration to the Osean Federation and all countries on the Yuzian continent stationing the IUN peacekeeping force that we are now at war. Right after the declaration was made, surprise attacks began around the continent that have inflicted major damage to our armed forces. Forces aligned with Erusia are currently appearing throughout Yusia. The combination of these forces has overwhelmed the majority of the continent, and they are now encroaching on us in the east. Additionally, the multinational space elevator has been seized by the Erusian military. After the previous war, the space elevator became both a symbol of peace and a valuable asset in the fight against growing energy concerns. Whoever has control of it will have enormous influence over the entire continent. We cannot turn a blind eye to this critical situation. The Fort Grays Air Base Squadron has been entered into the order of battle to reclaim the elevator as an advance element. First, you will attack all hostiles coming in the east of Schofield Plateau to stop any interference with the Allied ground troops. The enemy has deployed several vehicles equipped with anti-air radar along the roads. You are to destroy them. They should not pose much of a threat. However, there is a high likelihood that the attack will draw more enemy air support. If that happens, fight them off swiftly and establish air superiority.
Oh yeah, get attacked from the ground and then stop it. Do your best to get air superiority. Yeah.
Squadron, sortie, ASAP.
The current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
Anymore.
The aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep. Hell shot at us.
Being attacked by enemy aircraft. Requesting permission to move the vehicle. We can't wait any longer. We need interceptors now. We're using the containers now. Those weapons are meant for tactical flexibility.
H2, missile launch. Enemy interceptors inbound. Prepare to engage in 30 seconds.
Wilco, here they come. Take them down. Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest IFF is connected to our entire force via satellites. It's reliable, so trust your radars. Trigger, there's one more to go. Okay, let's completely blind those bastards.
Enemy has entered the ground. In pursuit.
That was the last radar vehicle. Great work. Radar vehicle's destroyed, but the interceptor shows no sign of retreating. Take it out. Continue with the mission. Crush as many as you can.
If there are allies on the ground, we'll take it out.
Enemy transports are taxiing.
Fox 3.
Keep your mind focused. The clouds don't just affect your field of vision. They also mess with your HUD and radar. The Seekers can sometimes lose their lock-on to their targets, too.
No, they're not linked to the radar vehicle. Here's some feedback from those former journalists. Write your manuals in a language we can understand.
All transports have been destroyed, but what were they carrying?
That's a miss.
Taking a look. It's evading. Evade!
Bandit is in my sights.
The enemy aircraft away from the base. That radar was just about to go online. Getting out of rock. Thinking.
Target has been destroyed.
Evade that system. Over clear ground. Score 3. Here's the bailout now.
Zone 1, enemy will crash in a residential area.
Just worry about staying alive for now.
5 targets remaining.
They have a spike.
Missile away. 4 targets remaining.
Blaze, you want us to take down the enemy fire imaging and weapon facilities? That's gonna be a circus.
3 targets remaining.
I'm in his blind spot. He's mine.
Damn it. Come on.
I'm in his blind spot. He's mine.
H2, Fox 2.
Firing air gun. Now. Launch operations complete. Hold up. Whenever you're ready. Stand clear. 15 meters now. Firing. UAVs ready to launch. Away.
What happened? Status report.
Multiple bogeys on radar. They're close.
Wait, they're being launched.
You're cleared to engage. They're probably hostile.
Judging by the way they look and move, they gotta be drones. Well spotted, clown. No doubt about it, we're dealing with UAVs. But that doesn't change a thing. Just think of them as somewhat clever decoys. Take them all down. These drones have great agility. All aircraft. You know what high G terms are, right? Use them. HQ, this is Golem 1. Bandits confirmed as UAVs. Bandits are drones.
Golem 1, That doesn't matter. Destroy all enemy fighters and get out.
Doesn't matter. He said the war could change in an instant. Get over it. Yeah, I just wish they'd give us a bit more warning. Enemy UAV confirmed destroyed. Hell yeah. Gollum Squadron, you're not gonna let Mage get all the glory, are ya?
3 enemies to go.
Try to read their movements. I'm glued to this one.
Pull up.
Gollum 4 bucks too.
Just die already.
Gollum Squadron, surround him. Don't ice up in there.
Damn it.
Missed.
Pull up.
Fox 2. He's mine. He's not getting away. I'll buy a dinner for anyone who takes down an enemy.
That's a thought I want to try.
You're doing good. Just 2 more.
Crap. The aircraft is missing. I'm getting a warning.
Get out of the clouds. The ice will melt.
Stall warning.
Yeah,
Stall warning.
Locked. Show up on the radar. 1 to go. Let's get through this without any casualties. Don't ice up in there. Fox 3. I think they're iced up. Behind one. Page 2, Fox 2.
Where'd he go? Nice kill, Trigger. Enemy aircraft confirmed down.
The skies are clear. Nice work, everyone.
That was
Mission
more
complete.
difficult than it should have been.
No casualties. We couldn't have done any better. Returning to base.
I don't know. Maybe the bandits we took down caused civilian casualties.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days. You shoot, someone gets killed. The guys in charge take care of the rest. Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry.
You've given us. The first barrier keeping us from retaking the space elevator is gone. Now is the time to group up and begin the counteroffensive. Let us reclaim what is ours.
Only an A. Yeah, I guess I gotta accept that for now. Mission 3.
The surprise attacks carried out after the declaration of war saw the peacekeeping forces of various countries, including Osea, suffer major damage. The ships moored around the space elevator and near Gandar Bay have been hit particularly hard. Numerous ships have been sunk and abandoned. Fortunately, our cutting-edge aircraft carrier, Kestrel 2, was at sea, so it was spared from the attack. Kestrel 2 is now preparing to launch another attack against Erusia's capital, Farbanti. The aircraft carrier Vulture also managed to escape Gandar Bay safely. However, it lost all its aircraft, so it's sailing empty. Today, the International Union Peacekeeping Force reclaims its bid to the space elevator. The Fort Grays Island Air Base Squadron will rendezvous with the carrier Vulture for a joint mission. The first objective will be to seize air superiority in Schoppenberg in order to secure a route for the support squadrons. The enemy maintains air superiority over Schoppenberg, so expect heavy resistance from enemy aircraft. There's more, so listen carefully. Right from the start of the war, the enemy has been deploying drones. They're using a new advanced type of drone. The unmanned airborne aircraft carrier, the Arsenal Bird, carries this new drone, MQ-101. The Osean Army headed up the development of the massive Arsenal Birds and dispatched them to the space elevator to provide support. However, it's been reported that the carriers may have fallen into the hands of the Erusian forces. If that's true, it could be a significant obstacle for us. We need to regain control of the space elevator ASAP. Good luck out there.
I have a feeling this is going to end pathetically bad. Multiplayer. Actually, that's important. Yes. So my bread and butter's been so far is that multiplayer.
Squadron aircraft.
Refueling initiated. Maintain your current position. 100. Trigger, maintain your current approach. 50 meters. Refueling aborted. Go around and prepare to re-engage. Too slow. Increase airspeed. Bank left. Excellent work, Trigger.
Mage Squadron, this is the situation. Gollum and the other base's squadrons already joined forces and are engaged. You guys will arrive right in the middle of the action. Mage Squadron, eliminate all bandits in the current airspace. We have the upper hand, but that doesn't mean we can ease up. Good luck.
Mage 1, Wilco. Mage 1 to Golem 1. Thank your lucky stars. Looking good, Mage Squadron. Keep up that pressure. Trigger time to show the other guys that we get wet wild and do dirty, dirty things. Once you hit one of them, stick to them like glue. Don't let them out of your sights, even in the clouds. And so, your first hunting season begins.
Enemy reinforcements. I don't like these odds. Grand 3, bailing out! Butcher 6. Bandit in my sight. Guard 1 squadron, take them down.
Mage 2, break that lock!
I need to get away. Breaking! Golem 4 got 2. Enemy is next toward me. Okay. I've lost control.
If you can't evade a missile, use chaff and flares. Your fingers should still move, even if you're in a 9G turn.
Damn it, he got him.
4 remaining.
We're getting our ass kicked. They got me.
3 remaining.
I'm taking damage, but I'm good to go. Eject! We need reinforcements now!
Nice kill.
1 remaining.
Why did they pull it out?
I'm not even gonna be able to get to him before they kill me. Come on, y'all go. Get this dude, come on.
Missile launched.
Looks like they weren't ready for a fight.
Haha. I stole your prey.
Our radar shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
Not having even broken a sweat.
Oh my god, you have to open this one up.
Caution, missile!
Caution. A large aircraft is approaching. All aircraft, stay alert.
Ooh, that's a big boy.
We just learned that Eruzia is utilizing the Arsenal bird. Those bastards. They had that thing combat ready this whole time.
Enemy has a
No
radar lock.
shit.
Break, now!
We're just waiting for mission command.
We'll live through this, Trigger. These guys are definitely a step above the last drones.
Damn, they're agile. There's too many of them.
These guys will go down easy.
Enemy on my six.
All aircraft, no change in game plan. Destroy the Arsenal bird.
Golem Squadron, take out Big Baby Huey.
I can't get a read on these bandits. They're dodging everything I throw at them.
Damn. Skeleton 1 lost. Skeleton 2, take over command.
Gargoyle Squadron, this is Gargoyle 1. Skeleton Squadron needs help.
Status?
Verifying the situation.
Golem 2, missile, evade!
Evading!
This is Golem 3. Golem 2's hit. Status report. Shit, Golem 2, do you copy?
This is Golem 2. Instruments still appear to be functioning okay.
Skeleton 3, spray! Spray!
These damn things have gotten smarter. How many do you think are left?
Another friendly!
Skeleton 3's lost. squadrons, command has ordered a complete withdrawal. Leave the operation area immediately. Save your chatter for the debriefing. Column and Mage Squadron, give our allies some time to escape.
Wilco, but Column 2 is hit. Gotta send her back. Let's get dirty, Trigger.
Shoot down those UAVs. Don't let them touch any friendlies.
Column 2, head back to base.
Gargoyle 1, escort Column 2.
Continuing the mission. Still got my wings. Trigger doesn't need to fill in for me. I'm back 9.
You won't make any difference up here. Get back to base and cool your head.
Copy that. Returning home.
This is getting a little tight. Yowza! Target eliminated. Good work.
Retreating aircraft, leave the AO. Allies will hold off pursuit. Column Squadron, Mage Squadron, hang in there and come back safe. Mage Squadron, you're going toe-to-toe with the UAVs.
Fox 2.
Mage 2, Fox 2. Mage 2, UAV down. More UAVs spotted. Gargoyle Squadron, they might cut off your retreat.
Lockdown hostile. My status is fine. Affirmative.
This is Gargoyle 1. Leaving Operation Airspace with Column 2.
Retreating aircrafts, prepare for combat. It's a bogey. Gargoyle 1, Column 2, engage now. Attack.
Gargoyle 1. Caution! Missile! Skykeeper. Gargoyle 1 lost.
What the hell? Column 2, status report. Just talk to me.
I'm against an Su-30. Orange wingtips. I can't shake it off. It's matching me move for move.
Column 2, stop dogfighting and run.
Get your asses out. Mage 2, UAV down. Keep it up, buddy.
I'm tempted. I don't get it. Why isn't it opening fire? I'm scared.
Hell of a good job, Mage 2. We want as many guys out here as possible.
I'm grateful you're around.
Careful wise formation in the clouds.
Column 2, what's your status? Status report. Column 2, get a hold of yourself. Column 2, get away from the enemy.
Mage 2, support! Somebody! Support!
Column 2, lost.
Shit. Skykeeper, where's the one that got brownie?
Afraid he's long gone by now. Sorry.
Squadron, you have your hotshot? We just might make it out. Don't look back, just have faith. Column and Mage, we owe you a debt.
Come on, man. Just...
Get those things off my ass.
I'm tied up now. Trigger, can you help him?
Mage 2.
Viper 10-4. Hurry up. I know. Fly away as fast as we can.
That's it, Trigger. They're machines. Don't show them any mercy.
Yeah, we lost way too many people though.
Ammunition 0.
I said what I had to say. About what? Not a girl who'd retreat. Just not in her DNA. That was the right decision at the time. No, I should have never let a fledgling like her out of my reach to begin with.
Golem Squadron, Mage Squadron, withdraw.
That was absolutely horrible.
Page 2, we have you on radar. You are cleared for approach. Runway is clear. Page 2, you are cleared for landing. 3,000 to runway. Page 2, lower speed. Page 2, bank right. 1,500 to runway. Page 2, lower nose, you're too high. You're past the guidance limit. Make a visual landing. Nicely done, Mage 2. I knew you'd be back. Stand by for further orders. Be ready for your next sortie.
No problem, no problem. Yeah.
Mage
And I do believe that's where I'm going to end off tonight.
Unfortunately, the two-front offensive was a failure. The aircraft carrier Kestrel II was sunk during the attack on Farbanti. Carrier-borne aircraft mistakenly bombed urban areas, and this has turned public opinion in neutral countries against us. Our own forces also suffered heavy losses. If it weren't for a few extraordinary fighters, many of us wouldn't have made it home. The situation is grim. We have precious little time, however. We have to get to the space elevator.